Feel free to take any energy from our cameras, our batteries, whatever you need. We just want to know that you're here tonight. This is where I just heard two really soft footsteps at the top of the stairs.
Yeah, stop now.
But see, the thing is, every time it goes off, it's never much higher than like waist.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
About child height.
Yeah.
Y'all haven't had anything happen with the ball?
No. Are you holding my... Dude.
What is it?
My whole right arm is going numb. Like the back of it. It feels like someone's pulling on my arm.
Alabama is full of ghost stories.
There's just not too many places you can go in our state without hearing tales of the strange, the paranormal, and the macabre.
But are these stories true?
Our crew will travel to these reportedly haunted locations to learn their history and investigate their claims.
Our goal is to determine if there is any truth to the ghost stories that haunt our state.
The pioneer home of Charles Jefferson Stewart was built in Bibb County, Alabama in 1858. The cabin was the home of Charles Jefferson Stewart, his wife Nancy, and their 13 children, all of which were born in the cabin. And according to the legend, one of those children also died there. In 1986, the cabin was taken down from its home in Bibb County and moved to its final resting place in a line of other cabins at Tannehill State Park. This episode was a little different from previous ones. While other locations featured in our series have long, extensive accounts of being haunted,
so they say that you see the lights come on in the house, or even the house sort of appear to be on fire, and that is Sarah Drish looking for and then lighting her lost candles that she wanted burned for her.
But anyway, Jefferson has talked a time or two, and he was on this landing. And there's been 3 others, and I can't remember their names. I'd have to ask and see. But there's been 3 others.
As you can look up here, Kevin, this is the staircase where the slave was standing up in that cubby hole. And once he got on the 13th step, they said that he got stabbed to death.
But she said one night a ghost came through the door and got in bed with her. She came back and stayed 5 times after that.
He said, you know, I almost didn't come because I was scared, frankly, because I'd been in this house before, and I have seen a little girl, and the owner said that there was absolutely no little girl in this house.
we took a chance on this cabin, going only by stories and rumors we had read on the internet. Mostly people claiming to see what appears to be a little girl, roaming the cabin and spending time on the interior staircase. After booking the cabin, we patiently waited for the day of our investigation, excited to see what we would experience during our stay. Kayla, Rachel, and I had arrived a day earlier than the rest of the group. We used our extra day to explore around Tannehill and prepare for the official investigation with the rest of the group. The day of the investigation, we had to make a supply run as we waited for Sean, Jonathan, and our newest member Slim to arrive. So we decided to leave a static camera recording in the cabin while it was vacant. And given our personalities, whoever was haunting there was probably happy to be left alone. It didn't take long after we left for our camera's audio to begin picking up various sounds in the desolate cabin. About 5 minutes before we got back, Sean and Slim arrived, getting into the cabin in a less than subtle way.
Dude, the staircase. Sean, I got the door open.
Huh?
I got the door open. You did? Yeah. Oh, dude, no.
I thought there was a...
Well, they totally got me breaking in on camera.
Is it recorded?
Yes.
After we got back to the cabin, and I started to consider running a background check on Slim, we started to get our equipment together, preparing for our investigation. Little did we know what we would experience during the night.
Coming up.
I swear, it sounded like somebody was walking. Like I heard somebody upstairs.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
You can feel free to take any energy from our cameras, our batteries, whatever you need. We just want to know that you're here tonight. Unaware of everything we had caught on our camera, we already knew that this cabin had some activity. The night before our official investigation, I was in the cabin alone, when through the doorway I saw the bed frame moving on its own. We also heard various sounds from the attic area, which is where the little girl is supposed to reside. We waited for Jonathan to arrive, fueling up on only the healthiest of snacks.
What you getting, Sean?
Cheetos.
Go for it.
While we continued to wait for Jonathan, we explored around Tannehill a little longer. The more and more we explored the grounds, I felt more and more like we were going to find a Necronomicon in the basement of the cabin, and I was going to end up with a chainsaw for a hand. After we explored a little longer, Jonathan called to let us know he would be soon arriving. Kayla and Rachel went back to the cabin to wait for him, and I began to realize that Slim may have watched just a few too many episodes of Ghost Adventures before our trip.
As you can see, this tree laying on its side was once in the roof, standing straight up. Inexplicably, one day, the tree was down, broken, shattered in pieces. This is why we're here. These are the things that we're here to investigate, to prove to the scientific...
I was gonna like grab the
Gotta get old B-roll here. It wasn't long after Sean, Slim, and I set off on our own that it began to rain. We hurried back towards the cabin, stopping off at Tannehill's general store along the way. It was here where the store clerk realized who we were, and while she declined to be filmed for the episode, she did inform us that the little girl rumored to haunt her cabin was supposedly looking for her long-lost dolly. While we started to feel like we had walked right into a horror movie, Jonathan finally arrived.
A wild Jonathan appears. Little does he know, he's going to be eaten by a raccoon tonight, because we're going to lock him in the attic with the raccoon named Jimmy.
Once everyone got settled in, we told the rest of the group about the little girl supposedly looking for her doll. We bought one to use as a trigger object during our investigation. We decided to look into a signal booster for the Facebook Live investigation later that night. Slim stayed behind.
One man, one fireplace, one stove, one fridge. Okay. Good old spirit box doing its thing. Is that thing? That thing's on. Is it working? Okay, cool. And got the ball. Put the ball in the kitchen. See if maybe it rolls around or something. It's right there in front of the stove, so if it's in a different spot next time, then we'll know. Alright. Well, that's discomforting. Did, you trying to break the spirit box here, bud? I don't really know how I feel about that. Turn it off and back on. Cool. I think it's got a little wonky. The temperature thing's working again. The lady at the general store said that there's a little girl in here who just wants her doll. Okay. The doll is upstairs in the attic. The doll is upstairs in the attic. If you want to go up there and play with it, move it around, or you can take it and add it to your collection with Daisy Duck and all the other dolls that you've probably collected over the years. But if you don't want to play with the dolly upstairs, I'm not too familiar with this thing, but the temperature is flipping over to like 2. Temperature's going up. That help? Oh yeah. So temperature's going up, but there is a fire. So, got the ball in the kitchen. You want to play with the ball? Feel free. Roll it around. Bounce it. We can play some catch. I don't mind. Want to roll the ball? I went to the yellow for a second, man. Are you the one making the temperature go up on the spirit box? Alright, I turned the camera off for a few seconds. Trying to call Kevin, see if he could tell me how to fix the spirit box. I swear, it sounded like somebody was walking. Like I heard... I don't know about footsteps, but maybe. Kind of like very light. I turned the camera off. I didn't get it. Rookie mistake. Somebody upstairs? Somebody in the attic? Get in there. Which, even if it was unlocked, I might be too big for this to do.
While Slim was experiencing knocking sounds coming from the locked attic, the rest of us were doing a Facebook Live Q&A. Slim finally called to see exactly how to work the spirit box.
Are you the little girl that's here? Is there anybody in here with me right now? I want to talk to you. I just want to talk.
We finally made our way back to the cabin, listening to Slim tell us about the things he'd experienced while we were gone, including the knocking or the footsteps coming from the locked attic, where the doll had been left alone. As night grew closer and closer, we started to set up our equipment throughout the cabin, hoping to catch the sounds of the little girl singing Ring Around the Rosies, one of the internet's more famous ghost stories, on film.
Coming up.
If you touch the one with the antenna sticking out of it, it'll light up a bright yellow. Think you could touch that and make it light that light up? Oh yeah, saw that.
We just heard that door open. It sounded like the kitchen door opened. But he's upstairs in the attic.
You trying to open the door? Night had finally fallen on Tannehill State Park. While the fire roared in the fireplace, we began our investigation together in the section of the cabin with the kitchen and the living room. We decided to set the K2 meter, as well as the static REM pod on the floor to see if anything would make them light up. And it didn't take long before we got a few responses. If there's anybody here with us right now, if you were to walk past one of the two devices on the floor, a light would come on either one of them. Do you think you could walk past or maybe touch one of them? As I go to reposition, the static REM pod suddenly lights up, and you can see several orbs flying all around it. Oh yeah, saw that.
Do you like Jimmy, the raccoon?
Can you make it light up again?
Whoa. Can you make it light up 2 more times in a row?
Yeah, just make it flash twice in a row if you can.
Yeah, he's using that vision. Make it flash twice for us.
Whoa. Oh.
That wasn't.
That's
good.
not.
Keep on doing that. Make it blink for us.
Yeah, keep making it light up. Just like that.
Can you make it light up and then stay lit for 5 seconds?
An orb flew out of it after it lit up that time.
It's still kind of on.
Almost as quickly as it had started, the static REM pod quit lighting up. So we moved into the living room, trying out our spirit box. Unluckily, it didn't go quite as planned. Great. I took a small break to walk over to the other cabin to work on the spirit box. The rest of the group stayed in the living room, using the S-box, while Rachel pulled out her dowsing rods. Sean was definitely possessed.
Do you want us to play Ring Around the Roses with you? That's your favorite game, isn't it?
You good, Sean?
Yeah. So you do want us to play a game with you, like hide and seek,
Oh, your
right?
eyes are glowing there, Sliv.
He really wants us to play a game. Do you want us to play hide and seek? No. You want us to sit in a circle and sing Ring Around the Roses with you? You'll join us?
Do you want to play Dolly with us? You want to play Dolly with us?
Do you want to play Duck, Duck, Goose?
An orb just flew over it.
Anyway.
And
After fixing the spirit box, I decided to investigate my side of the cabin alone. Alright, everybody else is in the other cabin right now. I'm in here all alone with you. If you're here with me tonight, can you make a sound or maybe walk across the attic somewhere? Maybe come down the stairs from the attic? Here. Let's see what we can get. Can you make a sound somewhere in the cabin for me? you're the spirit of the little girl, we're not here to hurt you in any way. We just want to know that you're here. Are you sad that you lost your dolly?
Are you upset that your daughter passed away, if this is you? Yeah. Do you like the doll that we brought you?
Hello?
Were you the one that was standing over my bed last night?
I like say
I've set that little device on the staircase by itself. If you were to walk past it or touch it, it'll light up. You think you could do that? I'm nowhere near it right now, so you can get as close to it as you want to make it light up. We just want to know that you're here tonight. After a quiet isolation session, I decided to join the rest of the group, walking in on their dowsing rod session. It was here that we caught one of the most clear voices on a camera's audio that I've ever heard. It sounded angry.
Dude, she asked if someone was here and they just like spread apart and then one on the right just moved all the way around.
Are you mad that we're here?
It sounds like a girl saying what we believe to be, "I wasn't stinking angry." This voice definitely wasn't either Kayla or Rachel. It sounds like a much younger girl. Take another listen. Tell us what you hear. It sounded angry.
Dude, she asked if someone was here and they just like spread.
It sounded angry.
Dude, she asked if someone was here and they just like spread apart and then one on the.
If you watch closely, Kayla is focused on her phone, not talking. Rachel talks soon after we catch the voice. There's a distinct difference. It sounded angry.
Dude, she asked if someone was here and they just like spread apart and then one on the right just moved all the way around.
Are you mad that we're here?
While this female voice, which seems to be replying to my statement, was amazing to catch, it wasn't the only voice our camera's audio picked up that night.
Coming up. Can you show up behind me? Can you move that curtain behind me?
I couldn't see the numbers, and then as I said it, I was like, dude, and then Kevin was like, dude, I see. Whoa.
It feels like something blows into my ear, and the hair over my ear starts to do this number. The night was still young, and the Charles Jefferson Stewart House was already extremely active. The rest of the group decided to go to the other side of the cabin. Kayla volunteered to stay behind to try an isolation session.
Alright, this is Kayla.
The time is 7:15 p.m. I am in the living room part of the cabin alone. Everyone else is over there. I just saw an orb fly by. If you're in here with me, can you make a noise? Can you walk through the doorway to the kitchen? Hey guys. Can you show up behind me? Can you move that curtain behind me? Can you open it a little bit? If you're that little girl, can you tell me your name? Can you speak into this camera in my hand?
While Kayla investigated the living room, we decided to move into the attic area on the other side of the cabin.
Where's Kayla? Where's Kayla? Oh, we'll go over there with her. Something moving here. Something moving here. Something moving here. Something.
Before Rachel went to join Kayla, she was filming a little downstairs and caught what she believes is the sound of someone sitting down on one of the beds. Rachel hurried to join Kayla as the rest of us tried to capture voices on the spirit box in the attic.
Are you a girl? Did I just say daughter?
Yeah, it sounded like it said daughter. Yeah.
Is your daughter here? Is your daughter the little girl that people have seen?
True. It's over there in the corner. Whoa.
Whoa, is that a scream?
Yeah.
Some kind of scream sound.
What? What did it say?
I could be totally wrong, but it almost sounded like that said thanks, Sean.
Hellish
While we were catching several orbs and voices on the spirit box, Rachel and Kayla were experiencing something strange themselves.
Hello? You sexy beast. I'll keep from there. Do you want to come talk to us? Do you like Rachel? Do you like me? I hope that's true. We just heard that door open. It sounded like the kitchen door opened. But he's upstairs in the attic. Let's go see. Quiet. It did open. Alright, everyone is in the attic, and the kitchen door just opened.
Before Kayla could even finish explaining what had happened, her camera's battery suddenly went dead. They'd heard the door leading into that side of the cabin open, and if you look closely, you can see that it's not closed.
I hope that's John. We just heard that door open. It sounded like the kitchen door opened. But he's upstairs in the attic. Let's go see. Quiet. It did open. Alright, everyone is in the attic, and the kitchen door just opened.
While this was going on downstairs, we continued to catch things in the attic. Jonathan brought up the doll to try and use as a trigger object.
We heard you like to play with dolls.
Kind of like a little girl.
That's you? Can you knock this doll over?
You can come pick it up if you want to, it's yours.
Ooh, you hear that?
That's something.
Someone said move.
Who are you wanting to move? Are we too close to it? You want us to move back some?
It sounded like it said leave.
Yeah. It was like leave.
If you're trying to take energy to be able to get the doll, feel free to take it from our phones or any of our equipment that we have. If you want the doll, just kind of tug on its foot and take it with you.
Yeah, all kind of stuff flying all around it.
If you don't want us up here, knock the doll over so it falls on the floor.
One just flew right out of it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't much longer until we decided to meet up with Kayla and Rachel to prepare for our Facebook live stream. Jonathan stayed behind to get some equipment. It was here that he caught another very clear disembodied voice.
Coming up. There's orbs flying all above you guys. There's a lot flying above you, Kayla. I think it's orbs. That one, oh, that one floated this way, and then it went right there, and then over the beam.
I can't see anything at all.
Ow.
Yeah. Dude, it almost shut completely. Look at that.
Dude.
It was all the way against that.
Up here, man.
Way up in the sky where the big birdies fly, while down low in the nest, the little birdies rest. They're sleeping! Out comes the sun and the dew goes away. Good morning, little birdie say. Out comes the farmer with shotgun in hand. Boom, 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 boom. It's heard through the land. Down comes Birdie, flapping one wing. Stomp, 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 stomp. Now no birdies sing. Learn that one in Boy Scouts.
After witnessing the rise and fall of Jonathan's musical career in a solid 30 seconds flat, we decided to move to the other side of the cabin. Here's Kayla telling him to stay behind to gather equipment, as well as think about what he has done. It was here that Jonathan caught another very strange disembodied voice on the camera's audio.
No, you won't. Stop recording.
If you listen close, you can hear Jonathan finish talking right as the strange voice starts. After going over it several times, we can't quite tell exactly what is being said, but we have a few thoughts.
No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't.
Soon after this, Rachel and Kayla joined Jonathan in that side of the cabin. Sean, Slim, and I stayed on the other side of the cabin. I turned on a camera with 3/4 of a charge on it, but it didn't take long for the battery to suddenly die. That's when things got weird. Unfortunately, the cameras didn't catch what we experienced. We decided to explain what we experienced, and had a few strange things happen during that.
Alright, so we had brought a camera over here to film some stuff in the kitchen because we've been having a lot of activity in the kitchen. So we get over here and the camera in the kitchen suddenly dies. So we decide, well, it's kind of late, we might just chill in here, relax. So I decide to sit in this armchair right here next to the doorway. Well, next thing I know, we start hearing footsteps in the kitchen, and they sound like they come right to the doorway. And all of a sudden, I start hearing this breathing from the doorway, just a constant. Well, after that, it feels like something blows into my ear, and the hair over my ear starts to do this number. Well, as this is going on, Slim's looking into the kitchen, and I happen to turn back to look, and both of us notice you can't see the clock on the oven. And that's when you realize there's like a head and basically a body. And it just turns and goes right towards the fridge. And after that, Sean set up the spirit box. We're like, if you're here with us, give us a sign. And as I'm sitting here in this chair, I look over, and it looked like a black mass just moved along the floor.
Like just on the floor, like it wasn't tall or anything. It was just like
on the floor. Just
we got like super black, like it's dark in here, right? Yeah. It's dark in the kitchen, but it got like just darker. And then like right before it, like Kevin's over there having it, is breathing in his ear, and everything in here, like the light started to like dim from outside. It's like it's the street light coming through the window, but in here it's just like darker and darker. It was almost like it was like blacking out the light, but you'd be like if you blinked it would go back to normal, and then it would just go dark again.
I had that earlier in the attic. Come to think of it, when we were in the attic, the same thing happened to me. Everything was just getting darker and darker and darker.
I got the meter off, and when I came up.
Anybody got a phone on them right there?
That's on everything.
Mine is too.
Mine's fine. Mine's not doing anything.
Whoa. Did you hear that on the spirit box?
I was paying attention to that. What did it say?
almost like sound like a whisper. It also started doing like a weirder sound.
While editing this episode, I noticed a few things that actually matched up. Slim and I had noticed what appeared to be a dark figure standing in front of the oven, blocking the light, then moving away. Earlier in the day, when Slim was alone, he captured something similar. I'd also been hearing and feeling something breathing in my ear. The camera we had set up caught one of those breaths just before the camera died.
Does anybody else see a blinking light on the ceiling?
We charged our equipment and relaxed for a little while, discussing how active the cabin had been so far that night. It was then that we decided to start our Facebook Live feed. Unfortunately, cell service isn't the best at Tannehill, so the live feed isn't of the best quality. I'll hit on a couple of the highlight moments, but the full live feed is available on our Facebook page. One of the first things to happen occurred while Sean, Slim, and I were in the attic. We were in the process of investigating, when suddenly the door leading into the attic seemed to creak open.
Oh no, I've been catching them on this regular camera. I was filming you guys, and like one like flew into your head.
Mm-hmm.
And then
There's a bunch of them floating around right now, like.
Is that one of them?
Dude, they're at the front door.
Dude,
That door just like shut. I think almost shut. Almost all the way. Yeah, it almost shut completely. Look at that.
dude.
It was all the way against that.
Up here, man.
Did you just go down the stairs?
Were you trying to keep us up here? Yes. I said yes.
Why do you want us up here?
What's strange about this is that I had something similar happen earlier in that night. You trying to open the door? Probably one of the crazier moments during the live feed took place while Slim and I were investigating the bedroom side of the cabin. We get to make our way up to the attic, but after we reach the top of the stairs, suddenly feel as though we're not alone.
Would you like to play hide and seek? I can count to 10. You can run somewhere and hide. Maybe up in the attic somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ready or not, here we come.
There's a raccoon living in the wall, by the way.
Yeah, we I don't have proof of it. First time I went up there, I was like, there's something in the wall. That's totally a raccoon. Alright. Not gonna hit my head. And I did. Proud of myself.
That probably. don't want to step on the step back.
I said check the little opening under the stairs.
Hey, where's the doll?
Okay, so the doll was totally right here next to the K2 meter. We go upstairs and it's right there.
Do you remember what we asked earlier?
Yeah, if she could throw the doll. Well, the atmosphere here is definitely creepy now. How?
Maybe just get like dead silent.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we know that you can throw the doll.
Earlier that night, Jonathan had asked whatever was there to throw the doll. Can you knock it over? You don't have to be afraid.
If you want to play with the doll, just come take it.
We use the energy out of our equipment. Toss this doll around.
We brought it just for you.
What's weird about this is that now there's somewhere I heard the doll actually hit the floor. Another strange thing that happened was the ball landed exactly on the same step that the doll was sitting on earlier that night. After we wrapped up our live feed for the night, we decided to head up to the attic, taking a blindfold and a notebook for a spirit writing session. Sean opted to go first as we gathered around. It didn't take long for a strange feeling to wash over the entire room, especially the feeling of being watched from the doorway.
You know what I call it? Can you write your name?
Oh, there's orbs flying all above you guys. There's a lot flying above you, Kayla. I think it's orbs. That one, oh, that one floated this way, and then it went right there, and then over the beam.
Write whatever you want to write to us. What's your favorite color? Can you write that down? Was that you that threw the ball earlier?
What door's moving? Yeah, but it gently moved once and then twice. Are you trying to see what we're doing?
We set up the K2 meter near Sean as he continued to ask questions. We also played music that the little girl's spirit is reported to sing within the cabin. Watch the pin closely. You can see it spinning around in Sean's still hand. You can also see orbs flying to and from Sean's hand as well as the K2 meter.
Why is the K2 freaking out?
I'm not sure.
It's freaking out. Probably because my electronics moved, but it's not doing it now.
Okay, if you're up here with us, don't be afraid. Come and use my hand to write whatever you want to write to us. What's your favorite color? Can you write that down? that you that threw the doll earlier?
It gently moved once and then twice. Are you trying to see what we're doing?
K2's gone off.
Door just open.
Creaked again.
Is that by me over here?
You wanna get on your side over there?
If you're up here with us, can you
This K2 is just going crazy.
can you make a noise or anything?
Hey, John.
Yeah.
You know that creepy version of Down by the Bay that we used to listen to?
Yeah.
Play that and see how she reacts.
I'm trying to. I'm not getting good service now.
Look at that.
Dude, it's on red.
Are you sitting by Sean?
My flashlight's coming off.
Are you by Kayla?
Can you touch me? Can you touch my hand and make it move? It just got cold by my hand.
What side?
I think it's just messing with me.
It's like on the right side, I think.
That's right by me, Sean. It's in the middle of me and you.
If that's you next to me, use my hand to write whatever you want to say.
What was that song, Rachel?
I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna hold the pen.
Like a kindergartner.
Yeah.
It's so cold right now. It's right in front of me. I'm freezing.
You just guide the pen.
Okay. Right here in front of me.
Try to draw a picture or write something. Do you know your ABCs? Can you write your ABCs?
Did you go away?
That cold feeling that was by my hand is gone.
Can you open the door for us?
The battery on this thing was at like 1 bar, and then it went up to 2. It's back down to 1. Then.
Let's go. She acted when that song started.
The pen just fell to the right.
When that song started.
The pen just fell to the right. Like I basically just made a circle around it and it just went to the right. Only problem with what I'm doing is I don't think there's enough pressure for it to actually put. Whoa! Holy! Did one of y'all just touch that pen?
No, but I got all that on film.
Dude.
Do you like this song?
No, shoot.
I thought it had just fallen over.
No, it spun around.
Actually, put.
Whoa.
Holy! Something hit it. Like it felt like one of y'all like flicked it, like messing with me or something. It's moving.
Dude, it's
like,
still spinning.
Dude, it's moving right now.
Oh my god, it is.
After witnessing the pen spin around completely and hearing Sean explain that it felt as though someone had flicked it, he continued to ask questions. Something very strange was about to happen.
Do you like this song?
Maybe not.
No.
Dude, I'm trying to follow the pen, and it's like this pen is it's coming towards me.
It's not even writing. It's going toward me. I don't like that. Look, it's going this way.
Dude, if you look at the...
Is it me?
Yeah, it's pulling towards like
Do
me.
I need to write?
It's being pulled.
Yeah, look at
It's pulling
the
towards
way
me. Towards
if you,
my leg.
Yeah, if you look at the bottom of the pen, you can see where it looks like it's being pulled at the bottom.
No, we're about to be out of tablet.
You seen that?
Look.
I've got it all on film.
Like you could see the bottom of it wiggle, not the top or anything. It's
Are you behind me?
You're
Or
off
are
the
you
pad.
holding
You're
my...
off the pad.
Are you holding my... Dude.
What is it?
My whole right arm is going numb. Like the back of it. It feels like someone's pulling on my arm.
Dude, it looks like somebody is holding the end of the pen right now. Look closely. Sean is barely holding the pen at this point. He explains that it feels like something is pulling his right arm, It looks like something is holding the tip of the pin. The pin is basically floating at this point.
The pin is off the paper. How is it?
It feels like something's got the back of my arm.
It's still spinning too.
The hair is standing up on your arms right now.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, it feels like something just like grazed my pinky. Did the pin just move? Is the pin moving again?
Can't tell. Yeah.
Dude, it just pulled backwards.
Look, it's spinning again.
I could feel it.
Dude, right as it fell that way, an orb flew out of it.
If you're in here, can you wiggle the door with us?
I heard
That was
that,
me.
bud.
That was me. That was my butt cheek.
Can you pull the pin out of my hand?
Yeah, it sounded like it was downstairs.
Hold on, listen. Oh wait,
Huh?
go and do
I
it
thought it
again.
was lifting up, but it's not. You're out of tablet now. It sounded like it was.
It still feels like I'm being pulled back.
Your hand's moving. Oh jeez.
Are you touching me,
Did
Rachel?
y'all lock the doors? No, I'm not touching you. I'm gonna hold both hands. Did y'all lock the doors?
Rachel, it felt like you just put your arm or your hand on my arm.
No.
This one's card school.
Okay. No, my hands are both on my camera.
After the spirit writing session, things fell fairly quiet at the Charles Jefferson Stewart House. Save for the sounds of random footsteps in the attic area over the bedroom section of the cabin, and what Sean and Slim describe as the clickety-clack of something walking through the kitchen side of the cabin as well while they were sleeping. Our stay at the Charles Jefferson Stewart House was an amazing experience. Out of all the locations we've investigated, it was definitely one of the most active. You yourself can rent out this very cabin, as well as many others that are rumored to be haunted at Tannehill State Park. We know we will definitely be back. Book a stay in the Charles Jefferson Stewart House to see how it is a part.
Whoa. Holy.
Of Alabama's most haunted.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get the deadite shot.
That's all good. It was recording.
Perfect. That is right.
Hey, where's one of these songs?
You knew these bad things were going to happen.
Oh, my. Good thing there was a top.
I don't know how Sean dodged that when he leaned down as it was coming to him.
That was my pizza reflex.
And then he turned sideways in and pounced right beside him. Did you say it was pizza reflexes?
What was that?
Fatness.
Come over here, Sean.
Hey!
He's trying to get you a woman shot.
He's